Grunkle Beardo is back, everyone, and he sees that he has missed everything and yet nothing at the exact same time. Still, these depths of duplicity have certainly doubled their fun since our last unscripted spelunking, with not one, but two hotfixes to their name now, so let us see what's changed, yes? And we begin with a rather sticky topic, I imagine, that changed how these new Shadow Ickers spawn. No longer will they rain down upon us from above Shadow Rifts themselves, as they will now rain down upon us from above narrow formations all across the caves. Yes, you heard that right. With rifts active, basic navigation down here may now be suddenly blocked by huge groups of these things with seemingly no cooldown. In fact, in this footage alone, you can see that I have two groups on essentially the exact same bridge. And even when we kill them, more drop darn near immediately, so regardless of their hostility status, we're in for some annoying trouble for sure. But this is fun, as they can now strip equipped items from us when we do get sucked up by them, so be mindful there. I gotta say it though, if Clay doesn't tone down how many spawns can actually exist at one time while these rifts are active, this is gonna be one of the most annoying mechanics this franchise has ever freaking seen. Which I kinda like, but don't like at the exact same time, if you know what I mean. But we should also be aware of all the tweaks to a couple pieces of our new shadow gear as well. Starting with the Gloomerang, its range, damage, and uses have all been reduced, but thankfully it appears our attack rate with the thing has remained the same. But I wouldn't worry all that much, however, as it's still dealing 54 base damage at range, even without any modifiers or the Void Cow's bonuses. But the Shadow Maul here has also been quote-unquote nerfed, so should we be concerned about that, Beard? No, you really shouldn't be, as yeah, sure, its lifesteal is lower than it was before, but even at its lowest level, it's still 3.5 health a hit, which rises to about 10 come the Maul's level 3 increases. So no. What we should all be making a fuss about is how an all-powerful endgame weapon loses all of those increases way too quickly, but hey, at least it warns us about its starvation no matter where it is now. But gripes with Rift endgame balance are a bridge that we'll have to cross another day, as we've got to highlight how the bridges we can cross now are getting more and more enticing, folks. For one thing, Clay has gone and halved the recipe to make everything more accessible. For another, they have apparently doubled the length at which we can build and thus utilize these lore-breaking platforms. I believe 6 tile gaps are now the limit over the original 3, so have at it, while also noting that bridges are now officially safe from earthquakes with a pillar around after Clay sort of forgot about all that last week. Do note though too, that all cave bridges are repairable via wood materials to boot in the first place. You know who's back to boot us in the noggin once more? The new Rabbit King with his quote-unquote new mechanics. And I put that in quotations, as while the fight is exactly the same as last week, his kicking timer and recovery reactions are slightly adjusted to make everything faster and less annoying. So overall, I feel the fight feels better than ever, especially when the freshly faced Royal Rabbit enforcers all emerge and charge at us. Now, they are really not all that different from Bunnymen or Beard Lords, but do mind that 400 health per while juggling the whole shindig, while also noting their new art. And they now drop loot, but it's what you would expect from Bunnymen, so let us talk crooks. The King Crook now deals a whopping 71 damage to all bunnies in the game, while also frightening all bunnies if we hold it, also preventing them from attacking us if we hold Meat Mind. To continue on this line, however, a bunch of teensy tiny changes have come to the King's tradable loot that all come together rather nicely. His Warring Wreaths can be fed to restore their durabilities. The Coat of Carrots has had a big time durability increase itself that now sees it lasting over 3 days. It too can be repaired via carrots and carrots alone, mind. Meat should be completely undetectable while wearing one now. And lastly, every single Rabbit King item / drop is deconstructible after today. Now I wouldn't anticipate much, as you'll find the obvious grass, carrots, and beard hair, but hey, it's a thing, as is our last King mention of the day, his own respawn timer. If killed or left off screen, the Rabbit King will enter a full day cooldown before being able to be summoned again at any rabbit hole with carrots. That is, unless you discover a fortuitous rabbit anywhere on the surface or in the caves, as catching one of these guys at any time will spawn a king no matter what. Have fun. As there you have it, everyone. The first major update to the update for Don't Starve Together's Depths of Duplicity beta. Yes, they are indeed working on tweaking the greater depth worm further, and yes, there are a couple additional changes to pull from these posts yourself if you read them, but for the most part, this is what we're all dealing with at the moment. I also realized that a few tidbits of information on specific aspects of this release, say like Rictus or the new Shadow, yada yada yada, we're all missing from the first video, but for now, I'm just gonna simply write them down so I can share them at a more appropriate time, yes? But expect Hotfix number 2 early next week, and then the official release to follow suit shortly thereafter. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, beware those mimics, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.